finishing off the Televised Terror set with Are You Alone in the House? A movie I'd never heard of, came out in 1978. It was actually one of the earlier movies within this set, and it has Catherine Beller as Gail, a young girl at school. And this movie opens with a really, really shocking moment, especially when you consider it's a TV movie and this is our main character. We open up to this character having been attacked, raped, distraught and beaten, and then goes into flashbacks. And you've got this always in your head, this attack, this travesty that's befallen this girl, and you know you're working towards that, and you're getting to see her kind of love life and all the people that are attracted to her, how she handles herself through situations, how she feels kind of cornered throughout her entire life by men, which was really effective in showing that throughout it. And we meet Gail and we start to meet all the friends that she has. We get to see the beginnings of a relationship, which was really great. I loved the idea of that, them going out, the little tiffs and fights that they had. You get a young Dennis Quaid in this one as a friend of someone's within the movie, which is really great. He's really charismatic, as you would expect. But all the way through this, you get to see Gail slowly being picked upon through phone calls and through messages. She's starting to get things left at her locker just saying, I'm watching you, I'm going to rape you, I'm going to do horrible things to you. And she starts to feel kind of claustrophobic with nowhere to go, nowhere to help her, stuck within this kind of cycle of passive aggressive violence that's happening to her. And it's really interesting, and it's the way it's shot is wonderful. There's certain moments where the focal point will become the telephone as she's getting these crank calls. There's a moment where she's up checking the kids and the camera follows her a little bit down the stairs to a kind of bird's eye view of her on the phone, or one where she's sitting in the background and the phone's right up against the screen like a giant looming terror as she just sits there wistfully looking at this horrible device. It really captures that. But one of the main things it shows really subtly, and it should get kudos for doing this in such a subtle manner and not being so overtly in your face, is the way that men kind of crowd her all the way through the movie. She's a small, diminutive girl. She is, petite. All the men round about her stand head and shoulders above her. They kind of loom over her. They encroach in her space all the time, no matter who it is, especially like a teacher or some of the guys in class, ex-boyfriend. Everybody is breaking into her space all the way throughout the movie. It feels as if she can't move without touching someone or someone touching her, just getting in the way. And the movie really shows that wonderfully well all the way through. I love that aspect of the movie. It feels as if they're really tackling something prevalent, unfortunately constantly prevalent, and I think the performances in the movie are great. I think the build up to the event that you see at the start of the movie is really well done, because you have this constant wariness of every man on screen and you're just not sure whom is going to be the person that's behind all this. And then you get a kind of wrap up at the end of it, but it doesn't sugarcoat it. It doesn't give you a happy ending. It gives you a somewhat as good an ending as you could probably get under the circumstances, but it doesn't try to paint it as everything's suddenly rosy. Everything is suddenly all right again. It's really kind of, this is the best that could have happened. I'm going to have to deal with this the rest of my life. Which I kind of like, that realism within the story. I think this was an absolute brilliant movie. One that kind of made me feel uncomfortable with this atmosphere all the way through it. Terrified, scared, hopeful at the end everything was going to be okay, and just shocked that something like this was just kind of a made for TV movie, thrown away, almost as if they could take the risks because it was a TV film. But this was my favourite of the set, and one that I utterly loved and would recommend. 3 great movies in this set. three ones that I would go back to watch again. Arguing Alone in the House is something that I think people need to see, and I'd love to know your thoughts on the movie. Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.